It's the start of the 2023 Hemmings Motor News Great Race, presented by Coker Tire. Today, thousands of spectators came out to Francis Field in St. Augustine, Florida, to watch more than 120 teams take the green flag.
Last year's grand champions, my friends,
These contenders will be battling it out for more than $150,000 in prize money. The grand champion will be taking home $50,000.
It's the steepest competition. I mean, this is the main event. There's the regional events that go on throughout the year, but the main event is now. This is what everybody comes up to, but there is 9 days of competition, and we have to be perfect the whole time. There is no freedom out there. If I'm making a glitch today, there's no saying that I won't make that glitch tomorrow. I have to be perfect, and if I can be perfect, that's what's going to get us much closer to the win at the end of the 9 days. Both driver and navigator have to work really well as a team, and we work super hard to work as a team.
He's like Benny Hill. He keeps tapping me on the head, kind of making me do things that I don't want to do, but I do them anyways. It's all good, The biggest thing for me is to listen to what Douglas says and do what he says to do, because I've tried to do my thing and listen to him in the past. It doesn't work. He's got the paperwork. He knows exactly what we got to do, and he just tells me where and when and why, and it just works out really, really well.
Howard and Doug Sharp, with what might be the oldest car in the race, a 1916 Hudson Hill Climber, are 3 times grand champion and will be very hard to beat again this year.
I got 27 years invested in this thing with 4 different race cars, and I've had a great time. I love the people. Problem is, we're losing a lot of people that I started with back, 27 years ago, or watched for 28, 29 years before I did it myself. And so there's a core of 6 teams, and that's really about that's left that I'm aware of that have been here a long, long time. A lot of them come and gone, a lot of them passed away, and it's just, life goes on. It's all part of it, and it's still an overwhelming moment to be here with everybody and enjoy what we enjoy and make new friends.
It's a time distance endurance rally, and we're trying to go from point A to point B in the perfect amount of time, and we have pages of directions every day, and then we have between 5 and 6 checkpoints each day, and we need to get to that checkpoint in the perfect amount of time. By the directions, they would say go for 35 miles an hour for a minute and a half, and then go up to 45 miles per hour, and then when you see the deer crossing, go to 25 miles an hour, and we do this all day long, and throughout the day we have checkpoints so they can tell us whether we're on time based on where we cross over the checkpoint. The reason we have our car is because of Barry Jason, who was 3-time grand champion for the race, and he did it 3 times in a row. The 3rd time, he and his wife wanted a challenge, and so they bought a 66 6-cylinder Mustang to do the race, and sure enough, they won that year as well.
Much of today's route was straight and flat, with long stretches of pine trees as we crossed over into Georgia.
We went west, we're out on these back roads where no traffic, and we're in the middle of Florida. There's a lot of traffic down here all the time. I don't think we saw anything but other race cars for the whole hour and a half that we rallied. And then we popped back out, and it's like, Dad kept asking, well, where are we going now? Are we getting back in on 95? And no, we didn't. We drove 30 miles back from the west back to our hotel here, and we popped out a mile and a half on International Drive and back to the Renaissance Hotel.
We doing great. We got a 5 for Brad's birthday.
All right, happy birthday, man.
Glad to be here.
It was a good day. We started out, had a long run out of town. Then we got soaked, sitting and waiting for a train for 10 minutes, and then we were late to our restart, which we kind of rushed a little bit, so we were a little bit off on our first leg. But the rest of the day was great. Couple aces, couple ones, no complaints.
We were excited for our evening stop in Tifton, Georgia. A great crowd came out to welcome the racers to town, and we were treated to some of the best country cooking we've ever had on the race.
I got my first ace, baby. I got my first ace since 27 years. No, in '96 I got two aces, you know. And this is my first ace.
27 years.
27 years.
At the end of the day, it was Olivia and Jenna Gentry taking the daily overall win with an astonishing score of 1.62 seconds. Tomorrow, we head to Alabama.
Thankfully, it went very well. You know, we didn't really know how well it went whenever we came in. It was kind of a scattered day. We had a few things that didn't go our way, but you know, it all worked out in the end. So we're just glad to be here.
This is probably the oldest car in the race this year. There could be another 1916, I'm not sure. Age factor is really big for the Sharp team. We've been driving old cars our whole career in 27 years. The oldest car that we've driven has been a 1911 Veely, which we won with in 2011. That was a 100-year-old car. And having the age factor is a real plus. We've tried to do this with a 1974 Thing, and there's no age factor at all. And you have to have a perfect score every single day. That's impossible. So why would I want to run a new car? I mean, I know it's brutal to drive this thing, and it's a lot of energy to drive it, and your upper body. I mean, should have been working out for 2 months in a gym just in my upper body to steer this thing. I mean, but that's what we do, and that's what we enjoy to do, to drive an old car and get the age factor, because like yesterday we got a 4, then we go down to a 3. You know, I mean, that's a plus. If I was driving a 74 Thing, I got the 4. There's no way getting away from it.
Day 2. Drivers had a leisurely morning before hitting the road for a lengthy speedometer calibration run. Racers took to the course, which saw many more twists, turns, and hills than we saw on yesterday's route.
We should be in top 10, but I mean, we might be 7th or 8th position today. And so it was kind of a pleasant surprise when I saw 3rd. You know, only a few seconds out of 1st place right now, and as we talked about, every day counts. So in every second that we're out there counts. So right now, that lead is a lead, and I need to try to combat that and get closer to 1st place. And every day, that is what our plan and what our job is, to try to be 1st every single day. And wow, it's tough after seeing the competition and how tight everything was yesterday.
We stopped in Auburn, Alabama for our hosted lunch stop, and it was incredible. Great race director Jeff Stum is an Auburn University graduate and a huge fan of the Auburn Tigers. So it was fitting that we stopped at Toomer's Corner at the intersection of College Street and Magnolia Avenue. A great turnout of folks joined us to welcome the racers into town.
It was long, man. That second leg was a killer. I messed up once, and that was a little bit of a mess up. We kind of made it up as we went. That's okay. We'll see.
See how we did.
We'll see.
rip that thing up. But CP's in there, we know most of these cars are not published.
This morning was a typical John Klassen day. He threw as many tricks at us as he could. He may have got us on one or two, but overall I think we did pretty well. We'll see.
Please welcome the X-Cup team, the Tijuana Taxi, Auburn, Alabama. Come on in here and show it off.
It's a timed event road rally, so we are trying to match perfectly to the Rally Master's time that he's measuring in distance. We're trying to measure by the speedometer in our car. There is no odometer, so we don't know how far it is to that next town. You don't know where you're going other than your scheduled lunch stop and your scheduled overnight stop. How we get there, it's always one of John Klassen's amazements.
And there are more than 50 pre-World War II vehicles signed up for the competition. The remainder of the field is made up of 1974 and earlier vehicles.
With 120 cars going through these small towns to big towns, people are like, whoa, those are old cars. Like, what's going on? So then it's the question, what's the great race? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Where are you going? I mean, it's amazing. And you tell everybody, when we started in Florida, we're going to Colorado Springs. They're like, you're gonna drive that to Colorado Springs? The whole way? Yes, we are. Now we're out here in Missouri and heading into Kansas. People are like, well, what are you doing? Well, we started in Florida a couple days ago and we're gonna be in Colorado Springs. They're like, you're doing what? Like, it's the amazement that they're like, first, maybe why, but also, they really will go that far? So it does eye-open people.
So we were limited to second and third gear for half of the day today. And now I fixed it so that we can go to first, second, and third. How exciting is that?
With storm clouds on the horizon, the daily winners were announced, and it was Chad and Janine Caldwell in their 1931 Auburn, putting together an awesome score of 4.83 seconds. The top 8 finishers of Stage 2 had single-digit scores, making for a tight race so far. Tomorrow, we continue heading in a northwest trajectory, but we can expect more hot temperatures and high humidity as we make our way into Memphis. We started day 3 in Birmingham, Alabama, and hit the highway in search of our rally starting point for the day. After winding through rural Alabama, we crossed into Mississippi for more back road action.
1916 Hudson, a Pikes Peak hill climber. Great race royalty, in my humble opinion. 27 races for this team. Father and son Howard and Doug Sharp out of Fairport, New York. This is Sun Team, Rick Skinner from Fort Wayne.
21-4, zips good, looks good, slick paint. 1974 Torino GT convertible. Super duper rare car, less than 4,000 of these things ever produced.
I love it. I love it. I'm discovering all these new states that I've never been to before. I've always wanted to go to Graceland. That's what we're going to do tonight. So this is amazing. I love it.
Yesterday in South Georgia, Highway 202, driving through following a chicken truck, and one jumped out, hit your fender, and splat. So you had chicken for dinner.
Team 24 and a 37-4
Our evening stop included a visit to Graceland, and the whole gang is staying at the guest house at Graceland.
They're grand champions in 2018. They won it all from Buffalo, New York to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Team 142, father and son team in the third race. Dan McDonald.
Than what it was today. We had one little hiccup today, but we were really late. So we ended up with a 10.5, which definitely is not going to bring home any bacon today, I don't think. But we got an ace, got a 1, got a couple 3s, then we got a 9 late. So I don't know, something happened. It's racing, that's what it is. You got to do it every day. There's still a lot of days ahead of us, and we're working really hard at it.
After a tough day on the course, it was Brad and Dan Epple winning the daily overall with a score of 6.72 seconds.
We had a good day today. This is our 10th year of running the great race. Done it in the produce truck and then in the 16 Hudson. Strangely enough, we've won the day over the years 3 or 4 different times, and it seems to always be the third day of the race for some strange reason. But we're very proud to have won today, and we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and hope things turn out in the right direction.
Despite some bumpy roads and obstacles in our way, we kept on rolling. Day 4. We started our day in Memphis, Tennessee, and had to jump on the interstate to make our way to the back roads.
We're bleeding the brakes this morning. We had a little mushy brakes yesterday, and so we're trying to get any air might be in the lines out. And my 15-year-old mechanic here, who helped put this truck together, is doing the bleeding.
We started the day's timed route in eastern Arkansas and spent quite a bit of time on long, straight stretches of farmland.
Competition though, really. I mean, I enjoy the challenge of trying to perfect it all.
We've done okay today. We've got some long, straight, flat roads that we did well on, and now we're just getting hot.
Beautiful car. 34 Ford Indy Racer, the Bonalite Special. They have
Today, we saw rainy weather early in the day, but later saw beautiful blue skies, unbelievable clouds, and cool temperatures. The wind really picked up, which presents a challenge when it comes to holding speed for long stretches. Toward the end of our run, we climbed Petite Jean Mountain and made a quick stop at the Museum of Automobiles.
2 days ago, we got absolutely drenched, but we got a little bit wet today, if you can tell.
Just had our best run ever. Oh, nailed all the checkpoints, all our times, all our makeups, and it was beautiful, fun roads. I actually got to hang the tail loose a little bit on this thing.
Best fishtail of the turn so far.
Yeah.
The mountains were awesome. The roads were oily after the rain, and we were fishtailing in the turns in the Rio, and it was awesome. Car handled perfectly.
Corn, soybeans, and rice were popular crops, and we even got to see a few crop dusters making passes alongside our route. The long morning run led to lunch in North Little Rock, Arkansas. From there, we made our way into Russellville, Arkansas for an awesome evening stop that was packed with people.
Oh, I liked it all. I grew up around this race. There's pictures of me 3 years old climbing under his race car, seeing what's happening underneath and how it works. For 20 years now, I've got to spend 2 weeks side by side, shoulder to shoulder in a car, making jokes, having fun, doing a little rallying here and there. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I don't think many people get that opportunity to spend that much time with their grandparents.
Michigan, father and son team.
There are so many people around you that want to help you learn and succeed. And when you do run that perfect leg and get an ace, you're hooked.
Oh, we got an ace!
When things start to click and everything is working and your calculations are correct, the passion that is rally racing becomes addictive.
How you doing? How was it? You know, it was a pretty good day. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of scenery, a lot of changes. It was a good day.
No, your body's over for it here. Come on in here. See, 130.
Pretty good day. Pretty good day. Glad to be here. What a gorgeous day. Up in the mountains. Nicest people. This is why we do it. You guys should come out and do this with us.
As the scores were tallied, we saw yet another single-digit winner. This time, it was Brad and Aaron Kaplan in their 1966 Ford Mustang with a score of 7 seconds. That makes 4 different winners in as many days. Lots of aces and smiling faces at the finish line.
I'm really lucky because I've got probably one of the best drivers in the event, and it allows me to focus on the course instructions. She's got the rarity of she can see almost double what you and I can see. So she can see almost 1,000 miles down the course, maybe, well, much further than most of us can see. She can pick up a sign when I can only see the color. And granted, I don't see that well, but boy, what an advantage that is. And we've been doing it now, I think, 9 years, maybe now with COVID, 9 years. And she just keeps getting better and better and better.
Day 5. We left Russellville, Arkansas, and headed toward the mountains for a full morning of rallying in the Ozark Mountains. Although we have tackled much higher mountains on the Great Race, the Ozarks had steep grades and tough switchbacks that proved to be difficult for even the most seasoned racers.
The disparity from what was a sportsman team and an expert team and a rookie team and then a grand championship team, we're there to help. I mean, I was helping out rookies yesterday because we got caught in a train, we didn't make our restart, everybody's trying to start, we had cars just driving through, and then ones that are like, oh, I'll do my 30-second increments instead of a minute increments, so we're all not starting on everybody else's minute. And the team next to us goes to take off. We left 30 seconds ahead of them, which was great. They're ready to leave on their minute, and they come to us at lunch or after lunch, and the car took off in the middle, so then they had to wait another 30 seconds. So I mean, it's just it's understanding that if you were a rookie 10 plus years ago, you would just be completely lost. All of us would be really frustrated as grand champion expert drivers going, what are the rookies and sportsmen doing? They should know what to do, but they've never taught it, so they have no idea what to do. So it's really nice to be able to work with them and help them because, boy, they're more excited about getting their score at the end of the day instead of going, well, geez, we got like 2 minutes, and everybody else got 3 seconds today. What did we do wrong? And some of it, they didn't do anything wrong. It's just getting to know their car better and understanding their speedometer, and that's what we saw yesterday. If your speedometer was on and you had it calibrated correctly, we did a lot of stuff that was going 50 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour. One of the sections we went 50, and that was the only thing we did, and then there was another checkpoint. So a lot of aces were given out if you did your homework at home with your car, make sure your car is on time and calibrated correctly, and you're going to normally walk away and get one of those little pieces of paper and sticker to go on your car that says an ace.
Everything slows down once you know what you're doing, and we even know, oh, we made a mistake, or oh, we think we are 5 seconds off, 3 seconds off, a minute off. Hopefully we're not a minute off, but at this point everything is slowed down, and so we can tell exactly where we are in the rally.
The afternoon route proved to be tricky as well, and it was certainly hot, with temperatures surpassing 100 degrees, with harsh sunshine making things even more difficult. One of the cool scenes of the afternoon route was the Little Golden Gate Bridge, a 1-lane wooden bridge that crosses the White River in Beaver, Arkansas.
Wire, almost had electrical fires, burned down the place here, so we're still alive. Had a flat tire yesterday. Trying not to die, so we're going to replace out a couple of wires, three wires. We have barely enough wire with us. Making it do whatever we can do. We're trying to make it a Joplin, baby. We're going to chug along there. We stalled, I don't know how many times. I have pet rocks to put behind the back wheel because we keep stalling on the hills. So, we're making it, little by little. Yep.
Joplin did not disappoint as thousands gathered in the streets.
The spectators that come by, they've come specifically out to see not only the cars, but to learn from drivers and navigators. There's so many times that if you sit at your car, people come up to you, now, what is this all about? And you tell them what Great Race is, and they're just like, this is fantastic. And then every time when they leave, they go, that was really nice. I'm so glad I was able to talk to you. We learned more, and best of luck. And we're going to be following you now at greatrace.com. So you are set on this stage.
Today's hard for this car on what we did, and they designed it this way because it was rolling hills, 35 and 40, and the way this one's geared, you wish you could be right in the middle of like the top second and the bottom of third, because you always feel like you just overrun the hill a little much and you don't have quite enough on the uphill. So we just fought it all day. We were a little early on our scores, which shows I was overcompensating by trying to, well, you were timing us quicker and I was driving quicker. So between us, we were really trying to be first to Joplin today.
Everybody is so close. I mean, after 5 days now, I think we're now, I believe, in 6th place overall, but we're 3.5 seconds out of first place. Like, it's really close. In the race, every year has gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. Like, there's not as many of, I would say, runaway scores that you're just like, well, that one team has it and then everybody else is battling. Every team is battling each day to get a fantastic score. But overall, winning the Great Race is certainly the ultimate. I mean, you can just say in any sport or anything that you do, you're like, how'd you do this year? You go, we won. And people go, well, congratulations. When you go, oh, we got 3rd place, they go, oh, well, congratulations. And they know that that's an important feat wherever you finish. And as Great Race motto, to finish is to win. Absolutely. There's so much satisfying pieces throughout the day, and the scenery and the camaraderie and the people that you see. So that is what so many people come here to do. That's their win. We've just been doing it for, well, a long time now, so many years. You want to just get that win and be able to go back home and they say, how'd you finish? And you go, we won. And that's the ultimate.
At the end of the day, it was an incredible score of 3 seconds that took the daily overall win, and it was from the team of Jack Froon, a rookie driver, and Mallory Henderson, a veteran navigator, in their 1964.5 Ford Mustang convertible. Tomorrow, we begin our 2-day adventure in Kansas with record-breaking heat on the horizon.
All of the experts, all of the grand champions, we've all had our legs that we're able, our worst ones, to take away. Today we get one more leg on sportsmen's and rookies that they'll be able to throw away. And then day 7 is the ultimate shuffle day. So these next 4 days, I guess I would say to Dad now is, or I say to Dad, is we need to win each one of these days. And that makes a big, big difference. If you slip now, you're going to continue to slip off of the leader chart. Everybody is so close. I mean, after 5 days now, I think we're now, I believe, in 6th place overall, but we're 3.5 seconds out of first place. Like, it's really close. In the race, every year has gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. Like, there's not as many of, I would say, runaway scores that you're just like, well, that one team has it and then everybody else is battling. Every team is battling each day to get a fantastic score. But overall, winning the Great Race is certainly the ultimate. I mean, you can just say in any sport or anything that you do, you're like, how'd you do this year? You go, we won. And people go, well, congratulations. When you go, oh, we got 3rd place, they go, oh, well, congratulations. And they know that that's an important feat wherever you finish. And as Great Race motto, to finish is to win. Absolutely. There's so much satisfying pieces throughout the day and the scenery and the camaraderie and the people that you see. So that is what so many people come here to do. That's their win. We've just been doing it for, well, a long time now, so many years. You want to just get that win and be able to go back home and they say, how'd you finish? And you go, we won. And that's the ultimate.
Day 6. We started the day in Joplin, Missouri, with temperatures reaching 90 degrees by the time the racers were on the clock. We quickly crossed into Kansas and started rallying a tough course, our lunch stop in Emporia, Kansas.
I don't know how I think we done pretty good. We got lost turned around a couple of times, but that's part of the game.
So I wish we had a little bit better weather. I am an Eskimo, and this cold weather is just right for me, and I thought maybe I could come to Kansas and get a little bit of heat. Wow, you guys are crazy.
Well, today is pretty hot so far, but we're doing good. We're on an air-cooled motorcycle, so we have to keep the air moving over. We can't sit still like some of the cars and trucks do, but we're doing the best we can. I'm pretty happy with my scores today. Everything's going as it should, so just going to keep going and get to the end of the day.
A great race. Seeing all the states has been really fun, and getting to meet a lot of people has been really fun so far. So this is our first year, so learning a lot.
Well, I would say the toughest part of the last couple days has been endurance, because we've had very long straightaways, the weather has been very hot, and to keep your cool and just maintain your focus to stay at the speed has been a bit of a challenge. I think that not yesterday, but the day before, it was maybe one of Rex's old rallies where the directions come at you every 45 seconds and you're constantly changing directions, changing speeds, being timed, and so it was, they were very different days, but both difficult in different ways.
Well, 2 days ago, it was a course very similar to what Rex Gardner used to put on. It was just one after another maneuver, and it made it really difficult if you had to adjust for time to have the time to do that adjustment, because up came another maneuver. So if you're not careful, you either miss where you are on the course, so it takes a lot of extra time as you're going through the course instructions to keep track of where you are, go back and figure out what you need to do better on, and then flip back up, because Aaron's telling me, here comes the next one, put it on the watch. And when I say put it on the watch, that's when we keep track of running a certain speed for a certain amount of time and then moving to another speed. So that was 2 days ago. Then we've had the extreme heat and the humidity, but it seems like every year that's pretty common.
We made the final run into Wichita with temperatures reaching 105 degrees. The intense heat was definitely a factor in today's scoring, as we saw several breakdowns. Finally, we made our way to Riverfront Stadium in downtown Wichita, Kansas, where a great crowd of spectators saw the great race roll into town. Stage 6 overall winners were 2022 Grand Champions Josh Hull and Trevor Stahl in their 1932 Ford Speedster.
Great job.
Day 7. Corn, cows, and dirt. Yep, we're in Kansas. We spent Stage 7 of the Hemmings Motor News Great Race, presented by Coker Tire, traveling from Wichita to Garden City, Kansas.
I don't know, I've been up off and on all night thinking about maybe what I did and whether I didn't split a sign properly or coming in too hot to a stop sign. I mean, making the car run fast. I don't know. I mean, it's something that I got to think about today a little bit of how maybe I'm driving. I might be a little more aggressive on the drive than what I should have, and Splitting signs, I think, more perfectly is hard, but I think I need to concentrate more on that too, and I think that might make a difference of us being early as opposed to being on a little bit below.
A much harder job to drive the car than navigator. Yes, the navigator has to give the information and watch it. So part of me, when I get my score at the end of the day, or we get our score at the end of the day, I say, Dad, you know, it's both of us getting the score, but I was telling him what to do. And when I look and watch what he's doing on the Speedo and staying as focused as he possibly can in just hot and warm and whatever conditions, tractor trailer pulls out in front of me, he's like, what am I supposed to do now? And it's like, I have to tell him what to do, or he's reacting to what's in front of him. It is all the time being focused, where I can go, oh, we got a stop sign coming up. You got to still go 35 miles an hour. He doesn't get a break. So his focus is phenomenal. And maybe yesterday we were just too focused. We were just continuing to move the car. We were just so focused on being perfect. We were beyond perfection, just pushing that car all day long, which pushed us a little bit fast throughout the day.
The rolling hills and scenic views were great. The course was challenging with more turns than the past few days combined. Some turns were taken at speed and some were at intersections, so it made for a mixture of tasks for the drivers and navigators to manage throughout the day.
Yesterday it was much flatter, much easier, just extreme heat. Yesterday wasn't too bad. We ran into a train crossing that held us back, so we had to calculate a time delay there. And then we ran into farm equipment going up a hill, and that's the stuff that we just have to get better at. We have to keep track exactly of the time we lose behind those things and factor that in, turn in a time delay or make up the time. So it's been challenging, but that's the fun of it. That's what brings us back. That top group really have them, keeping track of the time down pat, and it gets to the point where it all boils down to those last 2 days on the championship run. You can't throw out a leg. You make a mistake, you eat that mistake for the rest of the trip. And heck, we've seen people lose the great race and win the great race at the very, very end. So we'll see what happens. But everybody just works hard. Today will be our last day where we can throw away a leg. But Aaron and I have determined we got to keep them all if we're going to get it done.
The big bronze bird. Yesterday. Today
it's just too hot for it. The conditions are too hot for it. We pulled it over before it broke. We had 6 great stages and it was just spiking up to almost 250, so we figured we'd save it.
Nope, we don't have a crew, so our trunk is full of pretty much every part we could possibly need, with exception to a radiator, a motor, and a transmission. So if something happens to Jane, then we will fix her hopefully on the road and get back on the road as fast as possible. Or if we have to miss a leg, then we will miss the leg and fix her and move on. But everything is in our car that we need. It looks like we're homeless. Everyone teases us about our homelessness because our car looks so horrible on the inside. And we just roll on down the road with about 600 extra pounds in the trunk. But because the Great Race is such a great family and so many people here are such gearheads that if you have a problem, everybody is ready to jump in and help. One year we broke the motor mount and we gently drove back into the finish, and we're fortunate to be able to finish the day without missing anything. Some friends literally jumped under the car, had the motor mount fixed in 25 minutes. We never even touched a screwdriver. So it really was, and it really is, an incredible family, and everyone's here to help.
We made our way into Garden City, Kansas for the evening stop. The town really got behind the Great Race stop. with painted signs on the store windows, special posters, and one of the best turnouts we've seen.
I think what it's going to take to win for me is I need to just tighten up what I'm doing. Like I said, I mean, I believe that our sign changes and this and that. I just got to be a little bit crisper, and it's so hard to be crisp when you're so exhausted at the end of the day. And I'm sure that leg 3 and it's kind of a bittersweet day for us. We kind of critical legs pretty hard. Not that we don't focus on the other one, but we're just totally the most. 9 days, long time. We're driving down the road trying to stay in the hunt. Yesterday in the mountains, we just kind of once you get in that going along at 10 to 15 to 20, and the car gets up to maybe 190 degrees, and that's really not really super hot. But I mean, it didn't have any trouble doing whatever you asked the car to do yesterday. What are we going to run into going into Colorado? I know we're going to push the 6% grade for quite a few hours and maybe a whole day, and cars will get hot, and it's going to be hard on the cars. But this old car here just keeps on chugging. And we've been down this road already once with this car, or twice, kind of where we're going in that form of direction,
Perfection. I mean, I would say that we're being darn consistent. We just need to get a score that matches with our consistency. But from here on out, perfection will get you the win. That's the easiest answer. If you can win 1, 2 of the days of the next 4, you are in fantastic contention for the overall win.
Thousands of folks crowded Main Street as the great racers cooled down after a long day. As things started to calm down, the wind picked up and the racers rolled out to the hotels. Scoring is tightening up, and today it was our 7th different winner in 7 days. Howard and Doug Sharp took top honors today with an outstanding score of 2.64 seconds. Tomorrow, we cross into Colorado. Day 8. We're coming down to the final stretch.
A little bit short. So to get that win was fantastic. In 2015, the first year, actually the third year of driving the Hudson, it just everything laid out, and it was like, wow, that was impressive. Like, it just was like, okay, I know that I can do this. The car is doing what it's supposed to do. And it was just that precious win as we drove down on Santa Monica Pier, and all the family was there. It was pretty awesome. And then 2019, taking a win in 2019, we were out in California. We had multiple different obstacles throughout that race that were thrown in front of us, and we always seemed to persevere with a good score every day. And it was like, well, what did we do today? Well, we didn't do anything different than what we did yesterday when we get rid of the score. So you kind of just go, okay, throw that off to this side and go back out and continue to look for that win.
We've had better days. Today was a morning of if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Between tractors pulling out in front of us, semis wanting to play pass and go. It was a rough start to the morning, but we think we got it corrected. We'll see you in a few hours.
They are from St. Louis Community College. They're students. I trained them. I'm really proud of them. We've done real well. We're doing well, put it that way. We're not the #1 X Cup. We want to be, right? That was the goal, right? So, but we're getting there. We're trying to get there.
Absolutely fantastic. We're having a ball of it. Having a really good time. Really, really good time. Yeah, thoroughly enjoying the road race. Yeah.
It'd be cool to win the 4th time. Last year we were short 3 seconds. We took 2nd place. But I'll tell you, the brain power and the want and the desire and the pull in your body to win this thing is just huge. And I think we feel that every single day. And as we get into the next 3 and 4 days, it gets even more intense to like, we want to win this thing, And so then we just need to just tighten it up and do the best we can do, and hopefully get in the winner's circle. And the age factor of the car helps us a lot. We got a little bit of a free swing that a 66 car doesn't have, but you still got to get a decent raw score, and that's what we push for every day.
Today was a big day for the racers as it begins the championship run, where none of the scoring legs of the final 2 days can be thrown out. A simple mistake can be detrimental, but wrong turns, mechanical issues, or other obstacles can really throw the scores for a loop. Case in point, our leaders going into Stage 8 were last year's grand champions. Josh Hull and Trevor Stahl were involved in a collision today while on the clock. The boys are okay, but the car was damaged beyond roadside repair. It's going to come right down to the wire on tomorrow's championship run. Day 9. To finish is to win. That's the motto of the Hemmings Motor News Great Race presented by Coker Tire. And we experienced the thrill of the finish line in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado. Crossing the finish line of this grueling 9-day, 2,300-mile challenge is an accomplishment in itself. And the racers had a very tricky half-day course to finish out the intense competition.
So watch this. They finished their 6th great race right now. Father-daughter, Neil Catfish Myers-Cobb from Weeki Florida is driving. His daughter, Shanna Banana Chatraw from Greenville, South Carolina is navigating in the 34 Ford Indy Racer. Head on in there. Congratulations. Good job, Banana.
Absolutely ferocious competitors. Father,
We're here. We don't know how we did. We're going to find that out by 3:30.
We did everything we were supposed to do. Did we do it correctly? That's another story. But we did it.
We're going to know that at 3:30, whether we did it good or really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, your X-Cup champions for the Great Race 2023, Team 153. Good job, Team 153.
Come on, bring it on in. Veneer original paint car. Absolutely the coolest, but special, but the end is something to behold. We're proud.
Your winners of the rookie class, Team 110. Aaron Renard and Aaron Roberts.
We'll deflate this thing real quick. We're going to get it done, Scott.
Winners of the Sportsman Division, give it up for Team 85, from Bastrop, Brothers from Shelbyville. Congratulations, Roberts.
Boy, these boys from Kentucky have figured it out. They won the rookie class their first time out. Possibly the last great race for that Corvette before they moved to an older car. They're doing the thing. All right, Jeff, are we back in the game? Here we go with your expert division competitors. Spectacular. Thank you all for all you that came rushed in here to help us clean up so we can keep on trucking. I'm Neil Myers-Cobb, Shanna Chatraw, father and daughter team 34-4. Dan and Brad have their father son team out of 19. Congratulations to the number 51 team, Dan and Brad Apple out of Jeff City, Missouri. He told me the youngest girls go wild for the produce truck. Congratulations, Neil, Anna. That is no small feat to come in. Get out before we change our mind is what I say. Listen. Nothing. Okay, I got that completely backwards. It's fine. Over here. It's nice and clean. Olivia and Jenna Gentry, Sweet Victory Apparel, 32-4 past grand champions. On my left, the mighty Hudson, Pikes Peak Hill Climber from 1916, Howard and Douglas Sharp out of Fairport, New York. Both teams, no stranger to the winner's circle. Howard and Doug, I'm proud of you. You take it seriously. You get out there and do the thing you do it with class. Jen and Olivia, you're amazing. from selling programs to knocking it down all the time. It is a tremendous honor to hang out here and find out who's winning this and tell us all. For the fourth time, Howard and Doug Sharp have won the Grand Championship competition. Thank you so much, sweet girls. Y'all gave it everything you had. It was a rocking good time. Howard and Doug are just so good at this game. The girls chasing them down, coming down the stretch. Beautiful confetti. The wind stopped just for your picture. Howard, you gotta leave this message. Absolutely rocking good time. Thank you all. There's a lot of great race family here.
Howard and Doug Sharp are no strangers to victory lane in great race rallying, and they once again put together an incredible 9-day rally to take home the win in the Grand Champion division as well as the overall win. With that comes $50,000, a Giant Eagle trophy, and bragging rights until next summer. They also took home the daily overall victory on Stage 7, earning them a few more bucks and a $500 gift certificate to Coker Tire.